Hello, we are on Mark chapter 13. He ended up 13 with Jesus saying, watch, over and over. Chapter 14. After 2 days was the feast of the Passover and of unleavened bread, and the chief priests and the scribes sought how they might take him by craft and put him to death. But they said, not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar of the people. And being in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of ointment of spikenard, very precious. And she brake the box and poured it on his head. And there were some that had indignation within themselves and said, why was this waste of the ointment made? For it might have been sold for more than 300 pence and have been given to the poor. And they murmured against her. And Jesus said, let her alone. Why trouble ye her? She hath wrought a good work on me. For ye have the poor with you always, and whenever ye will, ye may do good to them. But me ye have not always. She hath done that which she could. She is come aforehand to anoint my body to the burying. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she hath done shall be spoken of for a memorial of her. And Judas Iscariot, one of the 12. I'm pointing this out because he's one of who? A group of men that Jesus constantly called, and the Bible refers to, whether Jesus is saying it or not, as the 12. Very specific 12 men. And Judas Iscariot is very specifically pointed out as one of the 12. I'm saying this for a very specific reason. If you ever continue watching these videos as we go through the Bible, I'm going to point out why. And when they heard it, they were glad and promised to give him money. And he sought how he might conveniently betray him. Went unto the chief priest to betray him unto them. And when they heard it, they were glad and promised him money. Verse 12. The first day of unleavened bread, when they killed the Passover, his disciples said unto him, where wilt thou that we go and prepare, that thou mayest eat the Passover? And he sendeth forth 2 of his disciples, and saith unto them, go ye into the city, and there shall meet you a man bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him, and wheresoever he shall go in, say ye to the good man of the house, the master saith, where is the guest chamber where I shall eat the Passover with my disciples? And he will shew you a large upper room, furnished and prepared. There make ready for us. And his disciples went forth and came into the city, and found as he had said unto them, and they made ready the Passover. And in the evening he cometh with the 12. Who? The 12. Who is the 12? There's only 12 men who can ever qualify as the 12. Just keep that in your mind. Where was we at? Verse 20. And he answered and said unto them, no. Verse 17. And in the evening he cometh with the 12. And as they sat and did eat, Jesus said, verily I say unto you, one of you which eateth with me shall betray me. Like very recently before that, Judas had not sought to betray him. But now that the wheels were turning and it was in motion, Jesus confronted it. right in front of all of them in one room where no one can hide. And they began to be sorrowful and say unto him one by one, Is it I? And another said, Is it I? Like none of them was like, How? And he answered and said unto them, It is one of the 12 that dippeth with me in the dish. The Son of Man indeed goeth, as it is written of him. But woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. Good were it for that man if he had never been born. Now this is something I don't understand. Why would it be good for Judas to have never been born when he has to be born to betray Christ? And as they did eat, Jesus took bread and blessed, maybe just because his infamy as the one who betrayed Christ. There's another place where it uses that same terminology. It says, if you offend one of these little ones away from me. Same thing. But it adds a millstone thrown around your neck. Talking about offending a child away from the gospel. In whatever way that is. It uses that same word. It would be good for a man if it had never been born, I think. And as they did eat, Jesus took bread and blessed and brake it and gave to them and said, Take, eat. This is my body. And he took the cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them, and they all drank of it. And he said it to them, This is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many. Verily I say unto you, I will drink no more of the fruit of the vine until that day that I drink it new in the kingdom of God. And when they had sung an hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. And Jesus saith unto them, All ye shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered. But after that I am risen, I will go before you into Galilee. But Peter said unto him, Although all shall be offended, yet will not I. And Jesus saith unto him, Verily I say unto thee, that this day, even this night, before the cock crow twice, thou shalt deny me thrice. But he spake the more vehemently, If I should die with thee, I will not deny thee in any wise. Likewise also said they all. And they came to a place which was named Gethsemane. And he saith unto his disciples, Sit ye here while I shall pray. Not sleep, sit. And he taketh with him Peter. That was all the disciples. And then he took with him Peter, James, and John, 3 men, and began to be sore amazed and to be very heavy. Jesus began to be sore amazed and very heavy, and saith unto them, My soul is exceeding sorrowful unto death. Tarry ye here and watch. And he went forward a little and fell on the ground and prayed that if it were possible, the hour might pass from him. And he said, Abba, Father, all things are possible unto thee. Take away this cup from me. Nevertheless, not what I will, but what thou wilt. And he cometh and findeth them sleeping, and said unto Peter, Simon, sleepest thou? Couldst not thou watch 1 hour? Watch ye and pray, lest ye enter into temptation. The spirit truly is ready, but the flesh is weak. And again he went away and prayed and spake the same words. And when he returned, he found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy, neither wist they what to answer him. And he cometh the third time and saith unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. It is enough. The hour is come. Behold, the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise up, let us go. Lo, he that betrayeth me is at hand. And immediately while he yet spake, cometh Judas, one of the 12. Says it right there, comma around it, one of the 12. And with him a great multitude with swords and staves from the chief priests and the scribes and the elders. You know, so far it doesn't really mention one of the 12 when mentioning any other disciple. So I'm pointing this out to you because it's almost as if the writers of this wanted to show us, hey, Judas is one of the 12. 12 what? The 12. The original 12. And those who are encapsulated in parentheses or whatever, quotation marks, as a group of men referred to as the 12. I know it's not really coming to you while I'm pointing this out, but if you stay tuned in and you keep listening to me read the Bible to you, you're going to find out exactly why I'm pointing this out. Because I believe something that no other church I've ever heard preach. But it's because of this constant pointing out of who Judas was and that he is part of the 12 that I believe something about Judas. And if we get to it and you're listening, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I probably need to do a video on just the teaching on one of the 12. The man, Judas, who is and was one of the 12. And still is. Uh-oh, open the can. Okay. Keep on going. Rise up, verse 42. Let us go. There's a semicolon after, take your rest, it is enough, the hour has come. There's a colon after, take your rest. I think he actually let them rest a little bit longer. And these are, because this is Mark writing a testimony of what was said. So if you're these 3 guys keep falling asleep and you're like, sleep now, take your rest. And then you fall asleep and Jesus says, it is enough. The hour has come, behold the Son of Man. He wakes you up this way. At least that's how I see it happening. That's what makes sense to me. Behold, the Son of Man is betrayed into the hand of sinners. Rise up, let us go. Lo, he that betrayeth me is at hand. Maybe there's moments in between these things, like he lets them rest, take your rest. He's like, it's enough. The hour's come. Come on, guys, wake up. Behold, the Son of Man is betrayed into the hand of sinners. And they're like, what's going on? He's like, behold, the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise up. Let's go. Lo, he that betrayeth me is at hand. And immediately while they yet spake, cometh Judas, one of the 12, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves from the chief priests, and the scribes and the elders. And he that betrayeth him had given him a token, saying, Whomsoever I shall kiss, that same is he. Take him and lead him away safely. And as soon as he was come, he goeth straightway to him and saith, Master, Master, and kissed him. And they laid their hands on him and took him. And one of them that stood by drew a sword. Remember, they had 2 swords. Well, it says it later on. They drew a sword and smote the